I love horror games. I feel that this genre has mastered not only storytelling, but world building as well. And, well, just feeling like they have something to say. Games like The Last of Us were in a world full of horror. There is also beauty within its collapsed cities as nature starts to take back what humanity stole. And through those two things working together, we get to see two complete strangers become a family. Or Dead Space, where an ordinary engineer must keep a ship from falling out of the sky, also that he can find his girlfriend and not only correct the mistake, but also, unknowingly, save her from the very same cult that took the lives of his parents. A game in which the environment is used to create the sense of loneliness in the player. But what if a horror game doesn't have a traditional story structure like these two games, but managed to capture all of the same feelings these two games create? Well, you got a masterpiece. So, let's talk about As we all know, Tarsier Studios is no stranger to making a very immersive world and using it to make the player feel small. REANIMAL is their best work yet, surpassing even the perfection that was Little Nightmares 2. That could be a whole video on its own. Let me tell you that, Little Nightmares 2 can be a video on its own. Every time you progress in your journey, the dread, loneliness, and sense of danger arise, all while making you feel smaller and smaller. Throughout your brutal journey, it feels like everything just towers over you, despite being a regular-sized child. Every building seems to feel 10 times bigger than what we'd expect a big building to be like, yet it also feels like it's a normal-sized building. Does that make sense? If it didn't, I got you, no worries. Don't stress. This building is like, yeah, that's a building, you know? But then when you're up close to it, the fucking door to said building looks a little bigger than these two kids. Shit, they feel like they were made for Shaq himself. Everything feels bigger. Pause on that. That, paired with the fixed camera being set at a bird's point of view, makes them seem even smaller. They also close the camera in on the characters when they're in something like a tunnel or a sewer drain to emphasize your size. That aside, these two also end up having to open a lot of things together, like a lot. Like from simple doors to having to jump on a crowbar and use their whole body weight, while the other one is also pulling down on it. It's just something else to remind you how small you are. Dude, you don't understand. You're literally small enough to crouch under a bench. That's not an easy thing to do. I can't do that. This is as, like, to crouch, son? To be able to crouch, you know how big, it has to be like right here. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? And obviously the monsters themselves also help in making the players feel small. While the sniffer is attacking you or when the mother is chasing you, every monster or big animal you encounter has a moment where we see just how big they are. But you definitely feel it in this scene right here. This game refuses to let you forget how much bigger everything is around you and just how fucked the situation is. The world is trying to devour you all the time. It's an absolute chaos. Speaking of chaos, the world is so strange. You see, the story is very ambiguous and leaves just enough information for people to create theories about what the story is. There is an answer, it's just a matter of what that answer is. Well, the world that these children traverse looks like ours, but it actually isn't our world. You have monsters roaming around like it's no one's business. A massive flood has taken over the world. Some animals grow so huge or mutate into something completely different. And did I mention they could talk? Something is just off. But then you find these coffins throughout the game that show us how every child in the group died. That's why the boy has a rope around his neck, by the way, because he was hung. And here I thought he was being fashionable. So clearly these boys are dead, and by the time we get to the ending of the game, we also realize that this girl is also dead, but because these boys sacrificed her. With all this to say, the world is strange because, again, this isn't Earth. According to me and the REANIMAL Steam page, this is hell. And according to theories, these kids are forced to endure this cycle of horror and death over and over and over again. And possibly, this girl has got something to do with that. The girl's rage and taste for revenge is represented by the sheep growing larger and larger, until she can't keep it in anymore, and it forces its way out of her. And as soon as that sheep is born, it starts to attack and kill every single child in that group. Even, eventually, eating the same girl that spit her out, showing us that revenge and anger has completely taken over her. And who could blame her? Her life was taken from her by these boys, the same people who she, from what we understand, trusted. The boy is her brother. The fear, the hurt, and the confusion one must feel to not only face the fact that you're going to die, but not even know why. What did she do that was so bad to warrant her loved ones to do something of this scale? To rid her from the world? I'd be pissed the fuck off. This world is full of scary and strange things, and it's so intriguing. Where do these animals come from? Why is there a massive war going on? But the question that comes up is, why did the boys do this to the girl? And would you believe my answer if I told you it's because of cults? They exist. Cults are truly one of the most despicable things a human being can ever create, or organize, I guess, whatever word you want to use, up to you. You choose. It requires a person to manipulate people, specifically those at a very low point in their lives, into treating them as a sort of god figure. And once they get them in, they use tactics to keep them in, such as publicly shaming those who question the way things are, or rewarding those who show absolute loyalty. And this part isn't important, but I just wanted to share it with you guys because I just learned it. And maybe you already knew this, but it's just a fact that I wanted to share with you guys. But did you know that singing, dancing, and chanting with a group of people makes people go into a trance-like state, making them easier to manipulate and keep in line? It's kind of crazy. It's crazy stuff. Cults can eventually become dangerous if the cult leader or leaders want to do some damage. There are very popular examples of this, the most notable being the Manson family. Now, if you somehow don't know anything about this particular cult, don't worry, I'll catch you up real quick, all right? We'll talk about it really quick. Charles Manson is a sick fuck who would lure young women in, specifically those who are in very shitty situations, such as foster care, or runaways, or even those who were just straight up broke. He'd go around playing his little stupid guitar and was hypnotizing these poor girls with his sick riffs apparently. And just because it'll make me feel good, his riffs were not sick. They fucking sucked, and he sucks. Fuck him. And fuck his riffs. These people worshipped him and would do anything that he asked them to do, eventually being told to carry straight up murder, resulting in the very violent deaths of 10 people. Alright, before we get back to the silly ha-has, this was actually demented and very scary. The human mind can be so strong, but at the right moment, it can be so vulnerable. I know I didn't go into too much specifics, but this story is a very real story. I just need you to process that for a second. It's crazy. Now, what the hell does this have to do with REANIMAL? Well, as ambiguous as the story is, one of the things that we know for certain happened is that these boys are in a cult, and that cult convinced them to sacrifice the girl, an event that would cause the horrors that we experience throughout the game. Theories seem to suggest that this hell is made up of memories of these children, and a huge part of this world's destruction is thanks to the war. A war that is very obviously affecting the entire world. I mean, we come across mines in the water from the very beginning of the game, far away from where the battles are being had. So a very popular theory of this game seems to suggest that these boys didn't sacrifice the girl for shits and giggles, but rather because they were desperate for this war to end, for the chaos to stop, for life to go back to normal. This desperation is used against them from the cult they are in, and they are told to sacrifice the girl to save everything and everyone. Who could blame them for doing that? Yes, the act itself is awful, but in the grand scheme of things, it's one person for billions of others. Yes, it'll hurt them to do it, but the chance to save everyone presented itself. I mean, what would you do if the lives of billions of people was suddenly thrust upon your hands? How were they to know that in doing this, it'd all be for nothing? Desperation can make someone do things they never thought they would. And this cult knew that. Like, damn, bro. They really got kids to end the world. That's crazy. Speaking of the end of the world, let's talk about religion. The world of this game seems to be inspired by the Christian beliefs of the end of the world. Specifically, this book right here. This is the very last book in the Bible. In it, Apostle John recounts the vision he had of what would be the end of the world. And let me tell you, it's not fun. In the end, there comes these scary little guys called the Four Horsemen, their names being conquest, war, famine, and death, all of which are represented in some fashion in this game. Death is easy, as it's all around you at all times, whether it's the dead bodies that litter this world, or the inevitable end these kids meet. It's everywhere. Famine is represented by the pigs who are constantly eating or consuming things. Like your boy here. That's right, I can down a 10-wing order from Buffalo Wild Wings easily. War, well, war is literally the setting of the goddamn game. And at some point, you get right in the middle of it. Oh wait, I think this actually is the war. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, whoa, dude.
I think we're in Venezuela right now.
Oh, God.
What the?
Whoa.
Oh. Oh! Oh!
And then you finally have conquest, which seems to be represented by the sheep or the lamb. The lamb, once it decides it's getting too big for the girl's stomach, goes out into the world demolishing and devouring anything that it can, growing bigger every time it does. Nothing can match it, from the army to these kids. I mean, the goddamn sheep was eating them tank shots, like what? Interestingly, when it comes to this lamb, it might also straight up represent the girl herself. In the book of Revelations, there is a verse that calls Jesus, quote, the lamb who has been slain from the creation of this world. And in this same book, it is the lamb who is able to open each seal that brings forth the destruction of the world. In the game, the little girl is slain, and in her sacrifice/murder comes a flood in which sets the catalyst of what's to come to the world. So, in other words, the girl is Jesus. And yeah, that's really all I got for this portion of the video. Want to see a biblically accurate angel for the 5,000th time? Boom! Pretty scary, huh? Well, what if I put glasses on it? It's not so scary now, is it? Hello, it's me, Jay-Doh. You should like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. I mean, you might as well, it's free and it also helps me out so much, like genuinely it does, it really does. I mean, yeah, the goal is to make this a full-time job at some point. All right, back to the video now. This was literally it. We can't end this video without talking about one of the bigger themes in this game, and that's humanity. It's a very hard theme to explore because when you really sit down and think about it, humanity is so fucking complicated. Sometimes people do bad things for good reasons. Sometimes people do good things for bad reasons. Sometimes people do bad things because they're desperate. Sometimes people do good things, but you know, later on they're just like, I'm gonna make a bad thing instead. Just because you do bad things, it doesn't mean that you're bad. And sometimes when you do good things, it doesn't mean you're good. And not everybody can agree on what's good and what's bad. And if I think something is good and I'm doing it with good intentions, but you think it's bad, does that make me bad? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that kind of crazy? That's literally Avengers. Thanos literally thinks he's saving the fucking universe. Obviously, we all disagree with him, but his intentions are good. That's the fucked up part about it. And exploring this theme also brings up questions like, what does it mean to be human? Or what makes someone human? And were those two questions pretty much the same thing, worded very differently? Probably. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Oftentimes, the best stories that explore these themes are apocalypse stories such as The Last of Us, The Walking Dead, Fallout, Soma. I never actually played Soma before, but I really, really want to. And I just wanted to shout out the Soma fans out there because y'all have been really making me want to finally play it. Like, actually sit down and play it. I'm really considering just getting it and doing it. That's all I'll say. So this game taking place in a very similar environment is perfect. Desperation. Yeah, we're going back to that, is very prevalent in this game. I mean, the entire game is about these kids trying to survive. Survival is just a form of desperation. The desperation to live. And the things these kids do to do just that are insane. They're insane. They jump on rooftops, they run on a falling train, they go underwater to grab an eyeball to move a whale out of their path, they traverse an open battlefield while getting shot by a sniper to find a way to kill him. They get a fucking tank to travel through the city. And I'm gonna let this whole scene play out because I need y'all to really feel the desperation.
Get that out of the way.
Dude, that chair stood a chance. Holy shit!
Yeah. No, I told you, get his ass. Go after his ass.
My frames are dropping so bad.
Oh shit, mine are too.
Oh, shit. Oh! Oh! I'll focus on the Triben. Get his ass! Get his ass!
Bro, we ran out of ammo.
No, we didn't. Don't tell me that. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Get out of here.
Oh, God.
Get out of here.
Holy shit. Oh, my God, dude. Oh. Well, get him. Jesus Christ.
Yo, back it away. Back it away, bud.
Dude, he's not giving up.
Yikes!
Oh! God damn.
Oh my God, did we get it? Keep going, keep going.
No, we didn't. Come on, we both know we didn't. Oh!
Oh!
Oh! Oh, shit. Oh! Oh, boy.
Bitch!
Let's go, baby.
Bitch!
Shoot him. Keep shooting him.
Bitch! Let's go!
Let's go. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Shit. War is also desperation at its highest. Soldiers don't want to die, so they do everything in their power to destroy the enemy. What happens when those soldiers don't have anything left to fight for? Well, this happens. You see, war stories are a great tool to explore the complexities of humanity. Soldiers in combat experience horrors that no man is ever really meant to see. And technology has only made death more violent. I mean, we've really made weapons that can destroy cities in seconds. Seconds, man. That's insane. That's fucking scary. That's terrifying. We've made guns that can tear you apart if you're shot at. We've made weapons, like airborne, like weapons that can suffocate you. Technology has also made violence easier to disassociate from, creating distance between you and your enemy, making it easier to see them as just targets. So when you're forced to spend time with the enemy, it really hits home that the enemy also has a home to go to. But seriously though, it's fucked up. A great example of this is from the movie All Quiet on the Western Front. The movie focuses on a group of boys who are so moved by their teacher's speeches that they enlist in the German army. Their fantastical views on warfare is broken once they start training. Throughout the movie, they are confronted with the horrors of war, each boy dying as the film continues. Eventually, Paul finds himself in no man's land and is forced to get into a hole in which a French soldier also jumps into. Paul stabs him before the soldier can kill him. But before Paul leaves the hole, he raises a helmet out of it and it immediately gets shot, forcing Paul to stay in the hole with the dying French soldier. Paul starts to tend to the French soldier's wounds and apologizes. He can't handle what he's done. Eventually, the soldier dies and Paul goes through his stuff to find a picture of the soldier's family. Paul is confronted by the fact that he just took the life of a husband and a father. He realizes that the only difference between everyone on that battlefield are the leaders who sent them to fight. They are all human. So going back to the game, there's a moment that reminded me of that scene. And it's a moment in the game that stuck with me. I think about it all the time. The sheep has just gotten done making your entire squad a midnight snack. The sheep then bursts out of the building after growing human arms and legs, and you follow it to see that it's leaving. But as that's happening, you hear what sounds like a piano off in the distance. You head towards it. A soldier is playing a piano. The notes don't seem to resemble any existing songs. He's just hitting notes. The piano is loud, and yet, even with a large-ass sheep making a lot of noise outside, and despite the possibility of an enemy soldier hearing him, he does not care. He just plays, super unaware that we're even in his presence. The soldier's improvisation in C major is the name of this song. The title, plus the one detail of the gun, gives us an idea of what's happening here. This soldier had come across this piano by happenstance, and instead of ignoring it, it triggered something in him. He placed his gun against the piano, sat down, and starts to play. In a world that has been engulfed by chaos, a chance to be human for one moment presented itself. And he took it. Just him and the piano. Finally, a moment's peace, an endless violence. The silence that fills the air is heavy. The one moment of humanity we have seen in this entire game, snuffed out by someone devoid of it. At least this soldier got to die feeling like a human again. We might never know what he was thinking in these final moments, but whatever it was, we at least know that it was somber, sweet, and hopefully, it made him happy. This game truly moved me in a way that I wasn't expecting. The atmosphere designed in a way that was terrifying yet captivating. The threats we faced felt genuinely dangerous, and the trials forced upon us were so exhausting that when we win, it still feels hopeless. Then again, what truly is a win in a world where that means absolutely nothing? The story aside, it also allowed my cousin and I to have a complete blast throughout this journey. Shout out to Tarsier Studios for that friend pass, dude. That was insane. That was so cool. I will be thinking about this game for a very long time. And I am so excited for the DLCs later this year. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. It means so much to me that you made it to this point. To let me know that you did, tell me what animal you think would be a great monster in the future installments, specifically the DLCs. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out so much. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I think we can do it. I'm gonna be honest, I really want to make this a full-time job, and I just love making these things so much, you have no idea. By the end of the year, if you don't do it, I don't know, I'll find you. My cousin, the Real Kook, who I was talking about earlier, and I recorded our first time reactions to this game together, and I edited it in a way where it feels like a movie, but it's also our first time reactions, but we're both also kind of role-playing. Go check it out. I think it's very interesting, and I think you guys will like it. And if that's not your jam, check out one of my other videos. I think the last one was about Poppy Playtime, and the one before that was FNAF. I think they're both really good videos, so go check it out. With that being said, again, thank you so much for watching this video. Adios, sayonara, bye-bye, see you later. Okay, see ya. Bye. Leave.